ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். Today is Aipasi Avittam, popularly known to be the Thirunakshatram or the birthday of Bhutatalvar, but it is also the Thirunakshatram day for a well-known Acharya named Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar. Let us see his life and glories a little bit now. Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar was a descendant of Kuratalvan. He was born in Srirangam. When he was born, he was named as Uttanda Bhattar. He was known as Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar because of the street where he was residing. In those days, in Srirangam, which has 7 layers in the town, people were living outside these 7 layers, which are popularly known as Sapta Prakaram. All the Archakas, Kainkaryaparas, Acharya Purushas were all staying outside the 7 layers around a temple dedicated for Keshava Perumal. And depending on the street where they were living, some of them were associated with that street. In that manner, Uttanda Bhattar was residing in Naduvil thiruvIdhi, a street there, and hence was known as Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar. Though he was born in Kuratalvan's family, he became very attached to Nambillai. Nambillai was living in Srirangam at that time and was leading the Sampradayam. Those times were considered to be very glorious because of Nambillai's famed lectures. Many people would attend these lectures, learn the Sampradayam principles from him, and be very joyful. It was actually an interesting incident which led to Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar becoming a Sishya of Nampillai. Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar initially was a little bit jealous about Nampillai. Due to his high heritage, family heritage, Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar was thinking, I am coming in Kuratalvan's lineage, but this Nampillai is having all the fame and all the followers. Why is it like that? So he was not very favorable towards Nampillai, but he understood Nampillai had great knowledge, but still was not very favorable towards him. One day, Naduvil thiruvIdhip piLLai bhattar was going towards the palace of the king in the nearby kingdom. At that time, he meets Pinbalagaram Perumal Jiyar, who is a disciple of Nampillai, on the way, and he invites Jiyar to accompany him to meet the king. Jiyar graciously accepts that and goes along with Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar to the king's palace. When they both reach the king's palace, the king invites them, honors them, and offers them respectable seats. The king is a good scholar too himself, but he had a doubt at that time. He poses his question to Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar. He asked, in Sri Ramayanam, Sri Rama desired himself to be called as the son of Dasharatha and wanted to be seen as a human instead of being seen as the supreme. But he gave liberation or moksham to Jatayu. So the king asks, isn't there a little bit of contradiction here? On one side, Sri Rama is claiming to be a normal human, but on the other hand, he is liberating Jatayu and sending him to Vaikuntham. So the king asks Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar, please explain me, how does this reconcile? Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar was a little bit taken aback. He wasn't able to give a straight answer. Fortunately for him, the king got diverted into some royal duties, so he left that place for a brief moment. In that time, Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar asks Jiyar, your Acharya Nambillai is a great scholar. How would he have answered this question? Jiyar immediately replied, yes, my Acharya would have easily explained this question, answered this question. He would explain this with the Satyena Lokan Jayati Shlokam. Hearing that, Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar immediately realizes the answer. And then when the king returns, he tells the same to the king. Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar says, we can understand this through the shlokam Satyena Lokan Jayati. King too, being a scholar, immediately understands the answer and greatly appreciates Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar. The principle here is Satyena Lokan Jayati means one who is fully truthful wins over all the worlds. This is what the Pramanam says. Based on this Pramanam, it is clear that Sri Rama was most truthful, so he was already victorious over all the worlds. So he had full control even over Vaikuntham, though he was a human, due to his honesty. So, with that ability, he was able to send Jatayu to Moksham, even though he was considering himself to be a human being. This is the explanation for that Satyena Lokan Jayati Shlokam. So the king hears this, feels very joyful, at once honors Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar with great rewards. Naduvil Thiruvidi Pillai Bhattar fully realizes the glories of Nambillai at once. He thinks if one shlokam or one explanation of Nambillai could get so much rewards, how much we should learn from him. He requests Jiyar to take him to Nambillai, and the Jiyar obliges, and when they meet Nambillai, Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar falls at the feet of Nampillai and explains what happened at the king's palace. He requests Nampillai to teach everything to him with regards to the Sampradayam principles. Nampillai too looks at Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar and says, "You are coming in the lineage of Kurathalwan, in a glorious heritage. I will be happy to share whatever I know with you." Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar hears all the principles of our Sampradayam from Nampillai and becomes totally attached to Nampillai and totally dedicated to Nampillai. Nampillai teaches Thiruvaimozhi in great detail to Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar. Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar takes elaborate notes and documents them in palm leaves. At the end of the lecture series, Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar observes that it is developed into a huge document to the length of 1,25,000 padi, matching Mahabharata shlokas count. He brings that and offers to Nampillai. Nampillai becomes a little bit perplexed. He thinks and says, "If you document every detail like this, people will never go to an acharya and learn these principles. They will just depend on this document and try to live off it instead of learning everything from an acharya properly." Saying this, he destroys those palm leaves. Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar accepts the verdict of his acharya and still continues to serve Nampillai greatly. Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar also authored a few granthams, Pishtapashu Nirnayam, Ashtakshara Deepikai, Rahasya Trayam, Tattva Vivaranam are some of them. Thus, we have seen a little bit of Naduvil thiruvIdhip Bhattar's glories. Let us meditate upon his divine feet and pray for the same Acharya Bhakti from him. Alvar Emperumanar Jiyar Thiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Thiruvadigalai Sharanam.
Please download our KOYIL KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store to listen to or download Upanyasams like these. Our website portal is koyil.org, koyil.org.